He can sort it out though, and obviously not to take anything away from DDE. We'll have to see if DDE can play fluid in the second game as well here. How's it going over on your end?
It's fixed. It's fixed. We're all good. I don't even know. I do not know what determines the order of this. I absolutely have no idea. If it's just some kind of dark sorcery, maybe it's just a twist of fate. Who knows? It could be karma.
Could be. It was great having power for the 1 minute though. I could have taken the entire show.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah,
finally, I've been waiting for this moment forever.
My entire life. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you DDE to the north of the Metalopolis. He's in the red trunks, and he is playing Terran right here versus his opponent, the one and only BlinG from Team Dignitas. He is in the yellow trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the south.
And we'll have to see how BlinG changes his game. I don't really expect him to change much, just the mistakes. I think his build was fine, though he did scout 1 Rax Expo. And then decided to add on 2 more gateways. I think that was another mistake there, but also at the same time, people do hide barracks a little bit further back, maybe down somewhere else. And we do see a lot of 2 barracks pressure into expand. And BlinG doesn't really want to go ahead and lose a game instantly just because he's gone 1 gateway into an expansion, playing a little bit safer. But in the previous game, that wasn't quite how it happened to be. And so we fell a little bit behind with his opening build order there.
Yeah, and I think that's probably because DDE kind of dictated him. He forced him to do something he wasn't really willing to do. That was not his plan initially, as far as we can tell. And with that early pressure and a little bit of poking around, of course, showing what appeared to be an early tech lab, expecting early Marauder pressure, then the swap around, the denial of information, forcing BlinG to react in a way that was suboptimal. So there you go. We'll see as to whether or not that can change this time around. BlinG gets, once again, some good scouting information. He doesn't spot the add-on on barracks.
No, he doesn't. And look at this, playing mind games now. DDE is with BlinG, is actually added on the second barracks this time. Let's hope that BlinG doesn't fall into kind of a trap here, I suppose you could say, where he's like, okay, if you're going to use the same build again, it's cool, I can just 1-gate expo here. So we'll have to follow. Does BlinG add on extra gateways? Does he try to expand? He is chrono boosting out a Stalker though, which is excellent. He can move up across the map and go and scout the ramp. But the thing is, at the same time, he has to be careful not to walk into a Marauder that has concussive shells researched.
Concussive shells is well on its way as well. It should be ready before that Stalker actually makes its way across the map. And this will be interesting from DDE. This could, of course, go into your run-of-the-mill 3 barracks pressure. Admittedly, it's opening up with a concussive shell first. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's a good upgrade. It's a very fast upgrade as well. So it will help. And once again, scout denied. Only 1 barracks is on the vision right here for BlinG. He has no idea about the add-on. He knows the Marauder, so he has to know there's at least 1 tech lab, and he has to know that concussive shell is coming, so he'll have to react accordingly.
And BlinG is going to go ahead and expand off 1 gateway here. He needs to be adding on those other ones very, very shortly.
He does.
The thing is, he can afford to pull probes off and lose maybe 4 or 5 in this instance because he's got the Nexus out faster. It means Chrono Boost can save him basically and pull him back into the game. So even if he does just pull off a few probes to kind of aid the Stalker and Zealot, that may help out a lot. The thing is DDE is going to expand behind this as well. So.
Yeah, and it's a smart play to go in right here by DDE. Against this kind of expansion, it's going to make BlinG feel extremely vulnerable. He doesn't have the units he needs. He's not producing from that gateway either. It's a single Stalker and a Zealot versus, and I mean, we're talking about concussive shell Marauders here as well. He could potentially force a cancel here.
Indeed, and now the warp gate is going to turn into the gateway. Sorry, is going to turn into a warp gate. He can have 1 more Stalker out, and he's chrono boosting it as much as possible. That's not really going to help out that much.
He's chrono boosting the warp gate conversion. I don't even know if that works. I've never seen that done before. But whatever the case, he's now chrono boosting the warp gate. He's now pulling probes, and he needs to save this right now. I think he might be able to.
Yeah, he should be a little bit of lag there, but he's going to go and jump in. As long as the Nexus doesn't cancel or die, he should be okay. Even if he loses 4 or 5 probes, he's going to be okay. But he doesn't want to lose more than that. He's already lost 3, while 2 and 3 is about to be dead. He does not want this Nexus to go down, though.
If the Nexus goes down right here, then DDE is in a fantastic position. Now starting to engage. BlinG does have 4 Stalkers. Good target fire right here. He did throw away a lot of probes to make that work, though. But he does have the 2 Nexus, as you said, and these Stalkers should be able to clean this up.
Yeah, he's lost 8 probes in total, including the scouting probe. So that's 7 there. But the thing is, he does have chrono boost. And let's look at the unit tab now. 24 to 26.
It's not that bad. It is not that bad. BlinG's going to be forced, of course, to double chrono boost on that. So he's not going to be chrono boosting his warp gate. So he'll be getting unit count out at a pretty normal rate. That's fine, though. I mean, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that at all. And, hey, a free scouting Marine, nothing wrong with that. BlinG now looking to actually apply some kind of counter-attack.
Yeah, he might force a second bunker too, which is what he's kind of aiming to do here. He's not looking to fight at all. He's forcing more defensive options being put down by DDE to try to push his advantage further. And already we're at 30 probes to 27, so he's looking okay. But he definitely doesn't want to engage here. There goes the second bunker. Nice play from BlinG, even sniping the SCV.
Hey, free SCV,
Nice.
Absolutely. He wants to be careful with these Marauders for obvious reasons. Concussive shell could mean one of those goes down, and I don't think that got cancelled. So
no,
it didn't look like it did. So I have a feeling DDE just lost 100 minerals there. So that was a nice little bit of pressure there by BlinG.
Stim is almost finished though, so he has to be very careful. Is pulling back now, taking the Zalnoa as well. Meanwhile, only Chrono Boost and Nexus. We are up to 36 probes to 28. Looking really handsome right now, you are BlinG. Let's get the Forge out. He needs to be adding on. Oh, he's gone for a double Forge. Very greedy play here. Chrono Boosting all the Nexus and then going for a double Forge straight off the bat. He's still only on 3 gateways, keep in mind.
Yeah, and as he said, it is kind of a greedy play considering the fact that he does only have 2 of these little thingies right here, the assimilators, and he's not going to have a huge amount of gas. It's going to mean that if he starts building double upgrades, that's going to sink at least 200 gas out of there for the double upgrades, and he's going to be very limited in what he can deploy. It's probably going to be Zealot heavy, maybe some Stalkers, but it certainly won't be too many sentries. That said, he does actually have 4 out already, so perhaps he doesn't need any more than that. In the meantime, we see DDE with a good mix of Marauders and Marines, just cancelling out of that, salvaging a bunker immediately, and an engineering bay going down at the back. There's the factory with a reactor. It's going to be a swap around. It's going to be, by the looks of it, pretty standard Marine Marauder Medivac play.
Yeah, indeed. But the thing is now, TotalBiscuit, is that he can only warp in Zealots because he's trying to save up all the gas for upgrades.
Yep.
The +1's not so far finishing. He needs to add on the Twilight Council shortly as well, and down go the 2 more gateways. He has taken the gas on the natural this time. Woo! Go BlinG, you're doing all right this time. And 81 food though out of a supply cap 70. DDE at the moment. Combat shields is being started. Let's have a look in DDE's base now. He hasn't started use of that engineering bay yet either. It hasn't quite got the money to do so. Unit tab, 51 probes to 42. Twilight Council going down now on 50% of the last upgrade, which is the armor here, so he can go immediately into 2-2.
Yeah, that's looking much stronger for BlinG this time. It's going to depend, of course, on where he engages and how. We've got DDE pushing forward right now, actually only on 0-0. This is going to make a really big difference, and it's not going to hit. He might hit before ground armor. He's not going to hit before ground weapon if he goes in now. The ground armor will be very useful against the Marines, not so much against the Marauders. Zealot charge coming up as well, but that's not going to be ready before this engagement begins. Charge a fairly long upgrade. If we have a look at the size of the armies, we see army supply slightly in favor of BlinG, and he's got the upgrade advantage. Admittedly, those medivacs could throw that for a loop. But he's not going in just yet. He might be looking for some kind of drop right here, or maybe not. He's just going to stand around and enjoy the scenery, and indeed, why not? A Marine shuts down a probe up to the top. Possible proxy play right there, but maybe to deny a third base. And right now, we're looking at a more passive play for the time being. The statue has been destroyed. The bloodlust of DDE is proving to be obvious right now.
And both players taking the third base is a little bit delayed rather than standard timing. Standing timing would have been a bit sooner than this, but we are putting that down now. There goes the Nexus, and there goes the command center. Almost the exact time here. But BlinG is looking in an alright position right now. He's got a great advantage lead because of these double forges, and it looks like we are going to be seeing a push out now when Blue Flame does finish, and especially when +1 finishes too. The problem is, does he have enough units to combat this? And there is just Marines patrolling everywhere, making sure there are no hidden expansions whatsoever. But the problem is that Blue Flame are going to tear down the shields almost instantly.
Yeah, that is a lot of Zealots. They do have Zealot charge, so it's going to be a bit more difficult to get good positioning. The thing about Hellions is that they fire in a straight line, so if you actually get a surround on Hellions, then Hellions are not as effective as you would hope them to be. But still, they're going to hit with at least one hit very, very hard on the shields of those Zealots. The Zealots only have 50 shields. Half of that's going to be torn down by the Blue Flame Hellions immediately. It's an interesting force composition, not using tanks in a push like this, but it makes sense considering considering what he knows that his opponent actually has. He has done a little bit of scouting. He has done a few scans, and there you go. He now knows that his force composition is sorted out. The question is more to the point, is he willing to go up against that kind of upgrade advantage? Because look at that, ground armor level 2, almost complete right here for BlinG.
And 3 is being researched now, plus 3 attack, so he's very far ahead in the upgrades. He's added on additional gateways now, getting the Templar archives, but Hellions are coming into harass in many different angles, and this third base is looking in desperate need of aid.
Yes, indeed. There comes the Zealot charge, and it's quite an attack. But in the meantime, there's the Blue Flame Hellion attack. A couple of attack. Oh, that was nasty. BlinG needed to split that up immediately. He lost a good number of probes right there. 18 killed to 3 at this point in time.
And now that has triggered DDE to push out now. He is moving out. He's researching +1 vehicle weapons for those Hellions, and they will do so much damage against these Zealots as well. And more units are being warped in now from BlinG. It's looking like he is going to go for this attack now, just to try to pressure that third base. 3-3 is not so far away from finishing. With Chrono Boost, it finishes so fast. But I'm kind of interested why he got the Templar Archive so early. He hasn't got any high Templar out yet. And look at this big wave moving down the right-hand side, and equally as big on the left.
There are 19 Hellions in that force. That is absolutely huge. I rarely ever see so many Hellions. The Guardian Shield might help out just a little bit. However, I'd be very, very concerned about that Hellion composition. There are so many of them. However, the force fields have actually stopped some of the Hellions from shooting. Regardless, though, the Zealots at the front are actually melting right now. He comes in with a flanking attack from the side, but BlinG's forces are crippled.
Wow, I don't even think BlinG is used to playing against this style, and especially because they've never ever played against each other before, and these Hellions just went to town on those Zealots despite them having +2 armor, despite BlinG having so many of them. They just couldn't do anything. Now this third base is looking in danger. He is getting Archons, though. It will help out a lot against this.
It's just such a massive supply deficit now. He just lost it. He just threw an army away, and even with those upgrades, it didn't make any difference at all. The Hellion count is still at 11, if you can actually believe that. Obviously, making a larger force of Stalkers and Archons will help a lot here, but whether or not he's going to be able to hold this, I don't know. +3 weapon will finish. +3 ground armor probably won't. It depends how long DDE decides to delay this assault on the third base right here. He's moving in right now. He'll take himself a free pylon. It won't make too much difference. BlinG will get another warp in. Primarily a Stalker force right here that do have +3, so it's going to be close one way or the other, I think. Those Marauders do have +2, the Hellions do have +1, but there are no armor upgrades, so those Stalkers are actually going to tear through the Marauders really rapidly.
And 2 Hellions going to the third base now, going to town on all these probes, once again taking more hits, and DDE is going to get into great position now on this natural while BlinG is out of position.
Oh dear, that was a very nice play there by DDE, forcing him all the way over there. A little bit of lag, as you can see. That's a bit unfortunate, but here we go. And the entire force piles into BlinG's base right now, and the tech is being ripped to shreds. There goes the Templar Archives. Gateway's going down as well. BlinG not even willing to go in right now.
I mean, how do you go in? The game is lagging a little bit. You've got the disadvantage in position anyway. This is almost impossible. He does have a lot of units on inside his main base as well. And this is going to be hard for BlinG to engage here. He's kind of pinched it out.
Yeah, he really can't go in right now. The problem is he's going to have to sacrifice his main. There we go, and you've even got a little bit of harassment over to the side. Blue Flame Hellions are more interested in this engagement. There was the final warp in. All the production has been shut down. Do or die right here for BlinG. The Archons smashing their way through, and he should be able to clean this up without too much of a problem, but he has lost a lot in the process.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 Hellions went to town on the natural, on the third base. They're now on the natural 2. Oh, so much damage here.
Oh my god, that is absolutely brutal right here. 42 probes to 76 right now as DDE guts that entirely.
Indeed, and now he's got such a big lead right now, TotalBiscuit, 130 to 84. He just pulls back. He's got a 4th command center up. He's got a 5th one now finishing as well. He's researching Mobius Reactor for Ghost to help out against the Archons. But, I mean, there's so many pylons been knocked out. Gateways turned off, forges turned off, everything turned off. He's now trying to rescue his third base to get the saturation back up there. But as you pointed out, 46 probes versus a commanding lead at 78.
It's going to be very hard for BlinG to come back from this. It really, really is. A decisive strike with +3/+3 may work, but he is going up against a fairly large army from DDE who is rapidly reinforcing. He's got the economy to back that up. He's got the production buildings to back that up, whereas most of them were lost. I mean, BlinG's base is looking in a very sorry state right now. 2 forges unpowered, 3 warp gates unpowered, and it's taken him this long to get the pylons back up. He's just in complete disarray.
And there's more Hellions lining up on that right-hand side and are going to go in very, very shortly. And another naked third base, and this could be the end of BlinG's economy in
It
this
really,
game.
really could. I have to wonder why at least one cannon was not placed in that. He has double forge, he's had it for a while, and these Hellions have done so much damage up to this point. He's killed 73 workers total. That's how bad this Hellion harassment has actually been for BlinG. It has been incredibly effective 100% of the time. He's going to do it again, if you can believe it, right here on the natural. Gutting that, and that's the economy of BlinG shot to pieces. BlinG is now, with his army and nothing else, 82 supply to 161 as DDE completely eviscerates him.
He's going to just try and smash through now. That's the only hope BlinG has in this game, is to smash through with one final desperate attack. He can't try to fight in a long game anymore. He just does not have the probe count whatsoever. 23 to 79. Income, a final warping of High Templars goes immediately into Archons. There are already bunkers on this north base as well, and SCV's pulled off to repair, and this is BlinG's last chance here.
Yeah, and those ghosts are going to EMP the whole damn lot. I can see it coming a mile away. Those Archon shields will not hold up against that kind of firepower. We're about to find out as he goes in for the final push. This will end BlinG one way or the other unless a miracle happens. SCV's being pulled off the line as well. There's a big EMP. It does only hit one Archon, so it wasn't that bad. BlinG looking to try and reposition, trying to get good fire right there. Deals with that massive EMPs right here through the Stalker Force, relying on BlinG Stalker micromanagement. Archon to eat another EMP. 2 goes down immediately, and BlinG's force is melting, and that, as far as I'm concerned, is that. GG, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. And the second game in this best of 5 series also going to DDE.